All right, welcome to week 2 of our online learning. So I've decided that each week I'm going to create these short little intro videos to go over this week's assignments and just kind of what is expected of you to be done this week and things like that. Now, I know quite a few of you guys did not tune in last week, so you're going to have to kind of catch things up and do things from week 1 as well. And if you have questions, just email me. So week 2. So we're logged into Canvas. You'll notice that I've kind of changed some of the structures. I have like important things here, which this was kind of from week 1, the watch me video, kind of getting things started. And then here is the access quiz. I had everybody take this just so it tells me who's using Vector and who's using Adobe Illustrator kind of situation. And it also shows me who's actually been logging on. So I know there's a few of you guys who still have not logged on. So hopefully they log in soon. So always check the important tab each week to make sure if there's anything new. And then if you have internet at home and a computer that you've been able to download Adobe Illustrator. I know some of you guys have computers at home, but they were really old, so you couldn't get Illustrator on them. But if you have a computer and you're pretty sure Illustrator can download on it and you just haven't done it yet, try and download it. I did post directions on how to do all of that. So under the announcements and everything. And if you're confused or whatever, just email me and I'll help you out. So if you have Illustrator, Internet and Illustrator, you're going to open this up. This was start here. This is week 1. So week 1, you guys are supposed to turn in your postcard assignments. I'm not holding to a really strict deadline because I know everything's been super crazy. And some of you guys had backed up your postcard files, so you just basically had to finish it and turn it in. Others of you guys did not have it at all, so you had to recreate it. So I did tell you guys in the assignment that I don't expect you to redo every single aspect of it. Just do the front of the card, keep it really simple, and just basically get something turned into me so I can give you a grade, okay? I did post this Guess That Logo quiz, and I want you guys to take the quiz because it's actually kind of fun. It shows different parts of these logos and things like that, and see how many popular logos you guys can actually recognize. I know some people have already been taking it and they've gotten about like 50 or 70 correct. I am going to change the way that it is in the grade book, so it's actually not going to affect you. I'm going to make it ungraded, but I think it's kind of fun to see how many of these 99 logos you can get. And so just take it, because week 2, which is this week, we are actually going into logos. So here is our header. So I've divided it up with these little headers. So these, if you click on them, they don't do anything. They're just like tabs. So week 1, here's all the assignments for week 1. Week 2, our personal logo design. This is going to be your assignment. It is worth 100 points, just like the postcard. So you do need to make sure your postcard and your logo design are done. Now the logo design project, I'm going to give you guys 2 weeks for it. It's not super complicated. Week 1, you'll probably spend most of week 1 brainstorming and doing sketches and things like that. Oh, we have a visitor. You'll probably spend week 1 doing some sketches and things like that to get your ideas and brainstorming out. So let's go ahead and take a look at this assignment. So design brief, this is basically like the description of the project. So design a graphic logo to represent yourself and explain the symbolism of the various elements used in your logo. The logo should be a creative symbol, appropriate, make sure all your stuff is appropriate, or mark representing you and your interests. The logo may use text, but it must be combined with symbols. So you can't just do a strictly text-based logo. Has to have some kind of symbols in there too. Project criteria, brainstorming, which is sketching. You're going to create a list of possible symbols that represent you, about 20 ideas from the list. Select 2 symbols and try different combinations of them together. Play with negative space, angles, cropping, etc. So sketching is actually a really big thing with graphic designers. Whenever you're designing something, you always kind of sketch stuff out. So I still do it even with all of the stuff I design and things like that, and I've been doing this for years, but I have all kinds of sketchbooks, so I know you guys can't really see this one because it's like a brown background, but I sketch out all kinds of designs on it. I actually found some of my sketchbooks from college, which is pretty funny. I always carried around sketchbooks in college instead of notebooks. And so instead of writing notes in like line paper, I wrote all my notes in sketchbooks, which was just really funny. But I would sketch out all my ideas and brainstorm for all my projects. So I actually did this, like, here's a funny one. I did this Jell-O project in college. And I sketched out different ways that the packaging can be done with like little notes next to it of my ideas. Even sketched out like what it would look like, sizing, put measurements to kind of give some more ideas. I started doing like rough drafts of things. So it's really important for you guys to actually sketch things out. You don't have to do it in a sketchbook. We're sketching out some business cards here. You don't have to do it in a sketchbook. You don't even have to do it on plain paper. You can do it on line paper. It really doesn't matter what you sketch on, how you sketch it out, as long as you're actually sketching things out. So here's another sketch that I did for stuff. So basically, brainstorming is extremely important because it's how you get your ideas out on paper. So what I really want you to do for probably today, tomorrow, start thinking of your ideas. So brainstorm, sketching stuff out. You need a list of symbols. So I put on here about 20 ideas. So what I would do is I would start off by making a word list. Like take a sheet of paper and start actually listing things out. So things that have to do with you, things that you like, your interest, anything like that. And put those words down. So like for me, I'm creative, I'm an artist, I'm a teacher, I like helping people. So you would just write all these things down. And so once you have this word list, you start looking at those words and how many of those have symbols that kind of go along with them. So I could say like teacher, a symbol for teacher is like an apple. A symbol for an artist is like a paintbrush or a palette. So you can just start kind of going based off of that. So that's kind of the easiest way I feel to get these ideas is to create your list of words that kind of describe you and things that you're interested in and things that you like that make you who you are, and then start seeing which ones actually have symbols. So then what you're going to do is from that list, you're going to select 2 symbols and try different combinations of putting them together and how you can put them kind of together to create this like logo or this image. Now, you don't have to use 2 complete symbols. You can use 1 symbol and a letter. So if you want to use like a symbol with like the letter from your first name or your last name or a nickname, things like that. And you could play with negative space and positive space and cropping. And I'm going to show you guys some really creative logos here in a minute. So once you're done and you kind of have your brainstorming and your list, you're going to start combining these things together and sketching them out. So you're going to effectively combine 2 symbols or letters with a symbol to create your logo, or 2 symbols or a letter and a symbol. So either 2 symbols or a letter and a symbol. All right, one or the other. So you're going to sketch out and create your idea and get it all worked out this week. Like you should really be brainstorming and sketching and writing things down and getting it all together. And then once you've kind of figured it out, like you're like, oh, this is what I'm going to go with. I really like how this looks on paper. Then you're going to take that and put it in Illustrator and create it using the pen tool and shapes and try it in different colors, try it with different fonts. Okay. So then you're going to move it into Illustrator. It's really difficult to brainstorm in Illustrator. That's not what it's for. Okay. So it's much easier and much faster to brainstorm on paper and then make it digital. Okay. So then you're going to make it all digital. You're going to clean it all up. You're going to make it look really good. You're going to try it in multiple different colors because maybe in your head it looks good in blue, but then when you actually put it in red, it looks amazing. So what I would do is I would create my logo, copy and paste it a bunch of times so it's all the same, so you have like identical copies, and then the first one blue, second one red, yellow, orange. Just try it in a bunch of different colors, and then it's really cool. And later this week I might actually bring in a video of me working with logos in Illustrator to kind of show you how I do that process. But for this week, I really want you guys brainstorming, getting your ideas out, sketching things out, and getting what you want your logo to look like before bringing it into the computer. So I will make another like Illustrator type video to help you guys out. So then once you're done, you bring in Illustrator, put it all together, make it all beautiful. The last step you're going to do is you're going to create an artist statement to explain your logo. And this should be typed and turned in along with your logo. So your artist statement should kind of cover these 5 things, okay? So an artist statement is a written explanation of the art given by the artist. It explains the concept ideas that the art that may be missed by the viewer. Behind the art, sorry, I can't read today. Use the following questions to guide your artist statement. So I misnumbered, but anyways, so the list here, list and explain each symbol, text, color, etc. that you used in your logo. Identify why each part represents you. Just basically explain why you picked that symbol or both symbols or the letters and why you used the colors and things like that. Overall, why does this best explain who you are as a person? Like, how does this logo fit you? And then what was the biggest strength of your logo and why do you think this? And then what is the area of focus you think you could improve on for next time? So once you've created it once, if you were to do this assignment over again, how could you make it better? Honestly, there really is no wrong answer to an artist statement. This is coming from you about your artwork. I'm not going to come in and be like, oh, that's wrong. Like, blue doesn't represent you. That's not my place to say. This is you explaining your logo so other people can understand it. So there really is no wrong way to answer these questions other than just not doing them. Okay? So you're going to type up your artist statement. You could have it in Google Docs, Word, whichever one, I don't care. And then you'll have your logo and you'll turn in both files into me. Okay? And you should be able to turn it in right here, submit assignment, and then you're done. And if you have questions, let me know, but keep an eye on Canvas because I will be posting some stuff this week to help you out in Illustrator. All right, I will see you guys next week.